Hello everybody and welcome to Tuesday's Sewing, and I thought we would just do a little bit more on this new cover, this journal cover that we started last week, and I wanted to show you what I've done, and mainly if you can see these wonderful knots, absolutely wonderful, they are GIMP. So I thought I would show you what I've sent for with my Christmas money from my dad. My dad sent me some Christmas money and I spent it mainly on threads. And I thought I'd just show you what I got because this is wonderful. Now I sent for this GIMP because the lovely Ariane Zersha was using it. And I've not come across it before, and she was using it and I thought how effective it was, and I realised it was quite thick, but not quite as thick as it actually is, but I love it, absolutely love it, it's wonderful. So these knots, now the only thing is that I'm going to have to couch this down a bit closer because they're coming out, the holes are coming off there. No fault of the GIMP, but it's just needs to be secured around the knots, but they are glorious, and they're just one twist of a French knot, just one twist. Now the only problem is you've got to have a really big needle, and the only one that I could use easily with it was the big needle that I use for binding journals, for doing 3 signature stitch, pamphlet stitch, you know, with the linen threads. So you need a very big needle for this, and really I think you've got to be mindful of the texture that you're going to be sewing from. This is quite a wide weave, as you can see here, it's quite a wide weave, so it came through nicely just by twiddling the needle round a little. It came through. I didn't need my pliers, but I sent for 2 colours. I've wrapped it round obviously on some scrap card, and this little stash here is from Steph Francis. They are a UK based small business, and I say small because it's a husband and wife team, and they sell amazing dyed products, hand dyed, but they are a firm favourite of Ariane Zersha. I'll put her channel down below if you're not already aware of Ariane. She uses Steph Francis their products a lot. So I sent for these 2 multicolours, and it is this one that I used here, and as I say, they look wonderful, and they're just one twist. They look like a proper knot. And then here I used some of this, which is the Sparkle Viscose ribbon. Look at that. And I couched that down with some of that. I also, this is all stuff I haven't had before. I haven't used this. This is the pink colour of the Silver Sparkle Viscose. What else did I get? I got a pack of mixed threads, which I've already started winding. Where have I put them? I must have put them somewhere else. I got this pack full of different threads, and I think because I got sparkle in that, they've given me some. This one is sparkle ribbon as well. There seemed to be a sparkly theme to this pack that they sent, experimental pack. I also sent some of the Sparkle GIMP, because Ariane had used both the sparkle and the non-sparkle, depending what work you're doing. I thought that I would try some of their hand-dyed felt and see what I could do with that. Likewise, I got some in similar colourways cheesecloth or hand-dyed cheesecloth scrim, same colourways, so I thought they could, you know, go together nicely. And then finally, I've not wound these round yet, but this is some perlé, and this is fine, a very fine perlé thread, and I got 2 colourways in. Did I? Oh, 3. No, 3. I can't remember what I'd got. So this is silk with flames, and this is very fine perlé, because you can see it has that bobbly effect. And then this one is, that doesn't have a name on that, I'm wondering if that's the same, silk with flames. And then this one is a 60-3 linen thread. So really I just wanted to try different threads that they have in there. There's loads to choose from. So that is my stash. Oh, and then I got some viscose chainette, which is very fine. I haven't used that yet, but that's gorgeous. So that's my stash from Steph Francis. But yes, I'm hooked on this GIMP now. Funny name. Then I got some more from my Natalie Stewart collection. So nataliestewart.co.uk. She also has an Etsy shop, and some of these I'd already got, but I've just added to my colourways, and these are what I bought with my Christmas money there. So they're lovely. Look at those. Hand-dyed variegated cottons. And then I've had some like the mauves and purple colours mixed. It's very, very fine. This is very fine single mercerised cotton. And then I got a few in the blue grey family. There, and actually that could go with the purples. Lovely, lovely quality. Again, just a small Etsy business, and she is actually a textile artist, so she does sell her work, finished works as well. I need that, don't I? So that is that from Natalie. I'll put link those down below. And then because it was Christmas money, I treated myself. The Cloth House in London, so it's www.clothhouse.com. Now David and I have actually been in this shop, found it. We were wandering round near the Palladium in London, which is a theatre, and we found this, and you know, they have it's like an Aladdin's cave. They have fabulous stuff. It is expensive, it is quite expensive, but the quality is superb. So I've treated myself with my Christmas money, and it came in this lovely calico cloth bag. It's heavy. So what did I get? What did I treat myself to? Well, I got this. I'm going to get it out on my knee if I can. Yeah. Look at this. And the thickness of it. Gorgeous. Hessian. Or do you call it burlap in the States? Look at this green. Oh, and I mean, you know, I'm just in love with this edge. You know, I love cutting my edgings off. And then finally, this is a real grain sack. And the thickness of this was the last one that they had in the, look, you can even see where they tied it, and it's all hand sewn. They were all hand sewn back in the day, and the thickness and the quality of that. So yeah, that'll keep me going a while, won't it? Because it's very long, and it's worth going and having a look. They have fabulous vintage haberdashery in there. I got some linen buttons as well. A card of linen buttons, which I've got in here. No, I haven't got them on me. But oh, yes, that's okay then. So I've cleared my space now, so I could just get some sewing done. I just thought that you'd like to have a look what I spent my Christmas money on from my dad. And I've got a voucher as well from my eldest son and his partner, Adam and Charlotte. So thank you, Adam and Charlotte. They sent me some gift vouchers to spend on the lovely. And the mine, it's just gone. It's gone, completely gone. It'll come back in a minute. Oh, I can't for the life of me think of the name now. She's also got a shop in London, and Rachel from Roxy Creations uses her stuff quite a lot, and she's been doing a like a sewing project for a couple of years from her. It'll come to me, I'm sure. You're probably all shouting at the screen and saying it's whatever. Because she does a lot of lovely print, you know, she prints the designs onto cloth or onto books or whatever, and then you can sew them yourself. I wish I could remember. I'll have to put it down below. My memory's getting worse. So, how are you all? Check out yesterday's video for details about the 1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's exciting. It's lovely. We've got a load of stuff to fill out for YouTube. Want to know your life history these days, don't they, for these social media things? But lovely to be there. So welcome everybody that's subscribed, either people that have been with me from the beginning or newcomers. Welcome. We have fun, and I try very much to keep this channel very positive for you all, because you know, times have been difficult. We're all going through the pandemic. It's all affecting us in different ways, and you know, when you get to a certain age, when you get to 60 and everything starts wearing out, you could have health issues, but I don't like to moan and groan about things on here. We like to keep it positive, because that's, you want a bit of escapism. You don't come on here and I'm moaning and groaning, do you? Now and again I can have a little moan and groan, but it's usually about YouTube or something. Etsy. I really don't know what Etsy's done. They've done something, you know, they've gone to this star seller, and this star seller, you're supposed to post within the allotted time. You're supposed to answer everybody's queries within an allotted time. Good customer service, blah de blah. We've done all that. But we can't be classed as it says that we haven't got 100% in communication with customers, and I just can't understand that, because those of you that know us and have bought from us will know You know, we communicate a lot every step of the way, you know, and even with the postage we've had problems with the postage all over the world, really, with everything, you know, and delays and things, and I just don't understand what they're looking for, you know. The smaller businesses of us that sell, you know, small amounts on Etsy, I don't think I'll ever reach this target that they're asking for. So I don't know, and I think since they brought that out, they've altered how, I'm sure it's altered how many people see your posts. So please, if you haven't already starred the shop as being a favourite, so that every time I do put something in, you are notified, so that you know, you're aware that new items have gone in. Please go and do that. That'd really help us out. And if you are, say, behind, you have bought items and you're behind with doing your I'm trying to think of the word, I can't think what it is, not responses, they, you know, where people say that, review, that's it, I couldn't think of the word, review, that, you know, people are being happy with what they've bought. Yeah, please do that, because I think that helps it. Because I can't end up with all these things on my shelves. I'm running out of space. I can't keep everything I make. It's getting full. What with books and journals and everything. So I'm just doing seed stitch here, and I'm liking using this thick wool. It is actually anchor tapestry wool, and I'm liking the thing that it's the effect that it's giving to this. Seed stitch is just random direction filling in stitch, but I think there's something quite I didn't want it to be in the background. I use seed stitch, you know, it is a filling in stitch, a background stitch, and usually I use quite thin, I'll probably use the thin perlé cotton or thin mercerized cotton. But I want this to be part of the design on this one. And I'd seen, for those of you that are doing the project with Rachel and Sarah from Roxy Creations, by Rachel and then by Sarah, this stitchery journal we're involved in. I saw Rachel actually doing some seed stitch with wool. I think it was Rachel, or it was either Rachel or Sarah, and I really liked the look of it. So I thought that I would have a go with it. I've never used it before, because I've ended up in the past using quite tight knit woven fabric, and sometimes it's not easy to get wool through it. But you can see here, you know, with a thicker needle and the weave of this particular one, that I think it's going really easily, and I'm enjoying it. It's part of the design, it does stand out. So if you're wanting to use it as a filling in stitch and you don't necessarily want it to pop, then yes, probably use something, either your 6-stranded cotton and split it, or, you know, something like this, very fine mercerized cotton. You will get a bit of a quilted effect with it, but you're not going to get it standing proud, standing out as part of the design. Whereas with this, I wanted it to do that, and I really like it in this. You can't beat. I mean, I have in the past done a lot of tapestry, and you can't beat Anchor. My personal opinion, you can't beat Anchor tapestry wool. It's gorgeous, gorgeous quality, doesn't split, you know, it's lovely. So I've got loads of it left over from various projects, so I'm going to start using it a bit more. Okay, I'm going to come down here now. I just want to, here I've done the weaving stitch. What's that weaving through stitch? I've forgotten what it's called. Let me have a look at my little book, my little Journal of Stitchery. This is, if you've not seen it already, I didn't do the big samplers to go in the book. I've done these little itty bitties. No, it's not whip stitch, is it? No, it's not whip stitch. Stem stitch, split stitch. What stitch is it when you're weaving through? Tell you what, let's check my oracle. Let's have a look in the embroidery stitches. I mentioned this, I'll put the video up here showing you my book recommendations for embroidery stitches. When you thread it through, I can't think what it's called. Laced running stitch, that's it, laced running stitch. I've done a bit of that on there. I couldn't remember which one it was. Okay then, so I'm going to, you can move your fabric round as well, so you have got your stitches going in all directions with this seed stitch. Yeah, so I did that. I don't like it in the wool. There's no differentiation. Differentiation, is that a word? Yeah, I think so. Where you threaded it through. So I think I prefer it when you thread a different colour through, so that you can see the stitch more clearly. So I thought today I have got the project that we're going to be doing next. I thought about the pit jar, and we've got suggestions, and thank you for those. Thank you, Lynn. Because we use the pick jar quite a lot, where we pick out random things to use. But I thought, because something like that, Rachel and Sarah are using something along similar lines to that, when they're choosing the backgrounds and the main focal point for this Journal of Stitchery, I thought everybody would be fed up if I was doing, you know, if I got my pick jar out again on a Tuesday. So it's going to be used, but in a slightly different way. It's not going to have paper in it, put it that way. But I was going to show it you today, but there's a key ingredient missing. I've even searched high and low in the loft. That's all I'm going to say, and couldn't find this key ingredient in the loft even, so I've got to order it. So hopefully it will be here for next week, so that I can tell you, and that will give us probably about eight weeks. We might do it for about 8 weeks, that project. We'll see how we go. I'm quite excited about it. I suddenly thought, and because of my booktube channel, I really need to start doing some videos back on that. I've just been concentrating so hard on getting this channel established and up and running. My poor booktube channels that really, I've not done any videos since the summer. I really need to crack on with it. The idea came to me because it's along similar lines to how some of the booktubers choose their selection of books they want to read, what we call the TBR, to be read pile. And so that's where I got my inspiration from for this. It is a sewing project, but it's just a bit, we're going to have a bit of fun. We always like to have a bit of fun with this when we choose these things, don't we? And just to do something a bit different. I don't want to keep doing the same old, same old. like to keep ourselves fresh and keep the old change of inspo. It's really nice. It's really nice to use this. Oh, look at this. I should pin it down better. So let me know what you are up to. What I know quite a few of you are doing this Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project. I think they're doing it initially for 6 months, so it's a new page a month. So check that out if you haven't already. If you're wanting to do stitching, not everybody wants to do stitching. Some people just like the paper crafts, and that's fine. Nice to have all these choices. Now next week I'm going to be doing a little bit on camera, I think. I'm going to be making some altered paper clips for my Tracy Fox design team project. I've not done the whole process this month because we did all December's on camera. But I'm going to make some altered paper clips next week, I think, because I really need to get on with finishing this project for my January design team for Tracy. It was a birthday yesterday, so and the APA returns for yesterday for Tracy. January's a strange time. I think it's just after Christmas and nobody's got any money, have they? And I'm surprised that we haven't got thick snow. We usually have a lot more colder weather than this, but it's early days yet. But I'm wondering if, because they've had all that volcanic activity on in the Canary Islands, awful though, all those poor people that have lost their homes and what have you due to the active volcano there. And I wonder, whether the winds have made our temperature higher, because it had been going on. I think it's just starting to calm down now, but I mean months I think that's been going. And I sometimes think that events like that do have an impact on the weather. It'd be nice to live somewhere where it's lovely and sunny all year. A lot of people like autumn and winter here in the UK. Don't like warm weather, but David, we're not fans of winter, I have to say. But spring is my favourite season. Now, I haven't got any more to hand of that, so I thought we'd just do... Whoops! Do you remember this? Do you remember this little lovely little book I made? I've been sorting my drawers out. Look at that little itty bitty journal there. I might make another one like that with some of that fabric I've got from the cloth house. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? What shall I use? I think I'm just going to try, that's too pink. I'm going to try a little bit of this new that I've got from Natalie Stewart, and I'm just going to couch down here. I know this needle, I don't need a needle as big as this, but that's fine. This is the one I've got out. I'm going to just double strand this just for a bit of extra thickness. And I'm just going to do a bit of camphor down here. So camphor is the same as slow stitch, and it's layers of lines of straight stitch. You can put them in different directions. I just want to see how this cotton looks on here. I've done it 2 strand because it would be very much lost. It would be lost inside this thick weave fabric. Try and get your stitches sort of a similar length if you can. It doesn't matter, I'm very much an imperfect sewer. I like doing impromptu stitching, as they call it, and it's you know, make it up as you go along. That's the thing. Impromptu sounds very classy and professional, doesn't it? But I'm making it up as I go along, wherever the mood takes you, whatever you fancy doing. It's a nice colour, this. I'm very happy with the colours. It's not in your face colour, which is fine because I don't necessarily want it to be. Just doing some rows of straight stitching on there. I'm going to do a little video with Nelson on it. Everybody's been asking for Nelson to show an appearance. He hasn't done for a while. So yeah, I'll probably just next Monday when I draw the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, I may well get him on camera so that you can for everybody new, unless you've gone back through some of my old videos where he's shown a bit of an appearance. There is one, I think, that I put on probably 2020 now, when I first started, about September, October 2020, I believe. See if I can find it, of him running around the beach here, because we do live in a coastal town. For those of you that are new, in the north east of England on the coast, a place called Scarborough, and our nearest large city is York, and York's a fabulous city, lots of history, the Vikings, there's loads of like Viking places, Viking experience centres, and there's loads, there's a big wall all the way around the city. Many visitors from overseas, when they come to the UK, York, as well as, you know, London's a big destination, but York is high up there on the list. Would you believe this is not easy to thread, and it's as fine as anything, and the eye's big enough, doesn't want to go in. There we go. So I'll just do a bit more with this, and then I think we better call it a video. We've been gassing on, showing you my Christmas. I always think it's lovely when you get, like last year I got some threads from Sue Spargo and some things. Oh, and I treated myself to a kit from Ariane Zersha, and with my dad's Christmas money last year. And I always like, it's lovely because sometimes you wouldn't spend you know, like using the money on the cloth house. I wouldn't spend the money I've spent on that fabric generally unless it was some birthday or Christmas money. You just feel, I don't know, you just feel a bit guilty spending that amount. Whereas when it's, you know, when it's gifted to you, you buy it with money that's a gift. I think you really appreciate being able to buy it. It's like first thing I've bought for many years from the cloth house, because yes, it is quite pricey, but you know, it's quality. So I've enjoyed, and I haven't used anywhere near the full stash I bought last year. I think the kit I bought from Ariane, I think, is the Waves kit. The Waves bag. Well, I haven't finished. I haven't done that yet. I think it's because I've spent that many hours, you know, we've spent a lot of time establishing this channel. That hopefully this year I'll get more projects finished. But I'm just in awe of the stuff that Ariane's she does, and it's just, and she does a lot of improvisational stitching, which is just my bag, as you can see. So I'm just couching this down. I'm going to go up here now. I'm going to change direction. So I'm going to go, I mean, you can do a few stitches at once. I'm going to go in this direction now. And you can make, you know, part of the design is you can make the stitches all different lengths. You know, you could do a line of large stitches. You could do 2 lines of large and then do 2 lines of narrow stitching. There is a lovely textile artist called Sue Stone, and she does amazing stuff, and you know, with just actually using different straight stitches in different directions, different widths, different sizes, different spaces between it, and she does some amazing work. So I'll actually link Sue Stone as well down below. She does run online courses. Which you know, it opened my eyes to how many things, different ways of using, you know, a straight stitch, and different thicknesses of your threads. You know, I think you call it floss. Many places in America, embroidery threads, I think, are often termed floss, aren't they? Right, so we'll just finish that bit off on the back there. I think we will call it a day at that. So we've done a bit more to this front here. I've used some of the lovely fine variegated purple thread on there to couch some of this lace on, a bit of camphor stitch on there. I've showed you the gorgeous knots that were done with the GIMP, and I really love the effect they give, and hope you've got some new ideas really. I'll put all the links down below, there's quite a few there, and I'll see if I can find the video with Nelson on the beach. I'm not promising, it might have disappeared into the ether. And also the book recommendations that I did, and the start I've made on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, so you can have a look at those books I've looked at today. So thank you so much for joining me. We really do appreciate your company. Thanks for joining me for a bit of sewing today, and yeah, see you next video. Take care.